Once again, the movement to restore the monarchy in Nepal has gained momentum. Thousands of people are taking to the streets, marching toward the Narayanhiti Palace, and demanding that Nepal be reinstated as a Hindu nation. But why has this movement started? Has democracy in Nepal deviated from its original purpose? And the most crucial question, will India support this movement, or will it maintain its distance? In this video, we will explore why Nepal's former king, Gyanendra Shah, has suddenly become active, what role India has played in Nepal's politics, and how Nepal's monarchy has historically been linked to Hindutva organizations. These days, people in Nepal are taking to the streets in support of the monarchy. Those supporting the monarchy are demanding the restoration of the royal rule and the Hindu nation in Nepal. On Sunday, when Gyanendra Shah arrived at Tribhuvan International Airport in Kathmandu from Pokhara, thousands of people gathered to welcome him. Nepali journalists say that there were at least 10,000 supporters of Gyanendra at the main gate of the airport. The crowd was chanting slogans, "Vacate Narayanhiti, our king is coming." Narayanhiti is Nepal's royal palace, where the king used to reside. Since the advent of democracy in Nepal, Gyanendra Bikram Shah has rarely appeared in public. On a few special occasions, he issued very formal statements, but in recent months he has been quite active. It is being said that people in Nepal are deeply dissatisfied with the government, which has given an opportunity to the pro-monarchy supporters. Whenever something happens in Nepal, India also comes into focus. In the crowd that gathered in Kathmandu on Sunday to welcome Gyanendra, one person was seen holding a picture of Gyanendra along with a picture of Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath. After Yogi Adityanath's picture was seen, a debate started in Nepal about whether this movement has any connection with India. Bishnu Rijal, a Central Committee member of Nepal's ruling Communist Party of Nepal, unified Marxist-Leninist, shared the picture of Gyanendra and Yogi, writing, "This is not the 1950s, when India reinstated Tribhuvan Shah on the throne after he took refuge in the Indian embassy and reached Delhi. It would be better if Gyanendra, who was dethroned after the People's Movement, does not drool over reclaiming the throne again." Bishnu Rijal further wrote, "The same Yogi whose picture was displayed during the protest did not even invite Gyanendra to participate in the Kumbh, while 500 million people took a dip in the same Kumbh. This is despite the fact that Gyanendra calls himself the Hindu Hriday Samrat, Emperor of Hindu Hearts. While opposing the Republic, he called it a system imposed by foreigners. By saying this, he not only insulted the people, but also exposed his so-called nationalism by allegedly seeking foreign support to reclaim the throne. By referring to Yogi's picture, Bishnu Rijal is implying that Gyanendra is seeking foreign support to become king again. Rabindra Mishra is the senior vice president of the Rashtriya Prajatantra Party, RPP. The Rashtriya Prajatantra Party has the support of Gyanendra. Mishra is involved in the movement to restore the monarchy. When asked how Yogi Adityanath's picture appeared alongside Gyanendra's and what it signifies, he responded, "Look, in a crowd of millions, we cannot control who carries whose picture. Only one person was holding a poster of Yogi Adityanath. That person also identified himself, Pradeep Vikram Rana." When millions of people take to the streets, some things happen that shouldn't. We have protested peacefully. There was no violence. This should be appreciated. But what are people talking about? Just that one person who carried Yogi's picture. In such demonstrations, small things like this keep happening. I believe that the king's agenda is becoming so popular that the government is using various tactics to undermine it. Rabindra Mishra further said, "The government is scared of our movement. People are losing faith in the government and are turning in favor of the monarchy. To suppress our movement, the government has imposed a 2-month prohibition order in Kathmandu. The biggest hypocrisy of Nepal's communist parties is that when they are in power, they align with India, but when they are out of power, they criticize India. They believe that criticizing India is the only form of nationalism." When asked who Pradeep Vikram Rana, the person carrying Yogi's picture, was, Mishra replied that he identifies himself as a Hindu nationalist. On Sunday, the Kathmandu District Administration announced a prohibition order in certain areas, which will remain in effect from March 9th for the next 2 months. The areas where the prohibition order has been imposed include the President's office at Maharajganj, Sheetal Niwas, the embassy areas in Laneshore, Singha Durbar, the Prime Minister's office in Baluwatar, and the areas surrounding the Parliament building. In these places, gatherings of more than 5 people are not allowed, and no processions or protests can take place. In 2008, Nepal abolished its 239-year-old monarchy and transitioned to democracy. Nepal's democracy is now 17 years old, and the country has seen 11 different governments. Many people comment that Nepal's politicians have quickly become experts in political maneuvering for power. Deep Kumar Upadhyay, who has served as Nepal's ambassador to India, says that the real issue is that democracy in Nepal has failed to meet people's expectations. Deep Kumar Upadhyay states, if Nepal's political parties do not become cautious, the attraction towards the monarchy will only grow. For now, the situation is under control, but if political parties do not take this seriously, things could spiral out of control. I, too, believe that democracy has strayed from the goals it was meant to achieve. Nepal's politics has long been influenced by India. Many in Nepal believe that political decisions are shaped by the Indian embassy in Kathmandu. Nepal's monarchy historically had strong ties with India's right-wing politics. In 1964, Nepal's King Mahendra was invited by the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, RSS, to address the Makar Sankranti rally in Nagpur. King Mahendra accepted the invitation, which made the then-ruling Congress government in India quite uncomfortable. At that time, RSS was led by Golwalkar, who publicly announced King Mahendra's visit. It was unclear whether King Mahendra had consulted the Indian government before accepting the RSS invitation. Sriman Narayan, who served as India's ambassador to Nepal in the 1960s, wrote in his book India and Nepal, An Exercise in Open Democracy, that King Mahendra accepted the RSS invitation when his relations with Delhi's Congress government were not very good. On the other hand, the RSS viewed Nepal and its king as the symbol of a Hindu kingdom. The RSS saw Nepal as an ideal Ram Rajya that had never been impurified by Muslim invasions. In the RSS vision, Nepal has always been part of an undivided India. Prashant Jha, a journalist from Nepal and currently the U.S. correspondent for Hindustan Times, wrote in his book, Battles of the New Republic, that King Birendra faced protests against the Panchayat system. During that time, the Vishwa Hindu Parishad, VHP, mobilized in Kathmandu in support of King Birendra and declared him the Vishwa Hindu Samrat, World Hindu Emperor. After the royal massacre, the VHP gave the same title to King Gyanendra. The Shah dynasty of Nepal has historical ties with the Gorakhnath Math in Gorakhpur, India. The Gorakhnath temple owns several properties in Nepal, including schools and hospitals. Yogi was unhappy with Nepal, becoming a secular state. Yogi Adityanath was not happy with Nepal's decision to become a secular nation. In 2006, when journalist Prashant Jha asked Yogi Adityanath about the UPA government's Nepal policy, Yogi responded, "Only Nehru understood India. Nehru knew that monarchy was essential in Nepal, which is why he reinstated the king after the end of the Rana rule. Whatever happens in Nepal affects us. Peace and stability in Nepal can only be established through the monarchy. The Maoists in Nepal and the Naxalites in India work together. If the Maoists gain power in Nepal, it will encourage India's Naxalites as well. If the BJP were in power, this would have never happened." Ranjit Ray, who served as India's ambassador to Nepal, wrote in his book, Kathmandu Dilemma, Resetting India-Nepal Ties, that, in the Panchayat system, Tulsi Giri was Nepal's first prime minister, and he was a member of the RSS. He told me that the idea of making Nepal a Hindu nation was his own. During Tulsi Giri's time, deep ties were established between India's Hindu nationalist organizations and Nepal's royal palace. Nepal became a Hindu nation under the 1962 constitution, and the one who made it so was King Mahendra. However, regardless of which government has been in power in India, it has always influenced Nepal's politics. India's leftists have had ties with Nepal's leftists and Maoists. Socialists have maintained links with Nepal's socialist forces. And now that Hindutva politics is in power in India, its influence in Nepal is stronger. How will India view this movement? How will India perceive the pro-monarchy movement in Nepal? This question was posed to Vijay Kant Karn, who previously served as Nepal's ambassador to Denmark and currently runs a think tank in Kathmandu called the Center for Social Inclusion and Federalism, CISF. Vijay Kant Karn responded, "I don't think India will support any movement related to the monarchy in Nepal. Gyanendra has visited Delhi several times, but he has never met Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Gyanendra has tried multiple times to meet PM Modi, but the meeting never took place. However, he has met Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, mainly because the Nepalese royal family has historical ties with the Gorakhnath Math in Gorakhpur. When Ravindra Mishra was asked why PM Modi does not meet Gyanendra, he replied, I don't know what India has in mind, but I have always argued that before Nepal became a republic, India had a more trustworthy relationship with it. Will this movement to restore the monarchy truly change Nepal's future? Is it just public frustration with the government, or is Nepal's politics heading toward a major shift? Questions are also being raised about India's role. Will India support this movement, or will it remain neutral? What do you think? Should Nepal reinstate the monarchy, or should democracy be strengthened further? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Chronicle for more insightful content. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching.